Most people think eating one meal a day is just about eating less, but your body does not see it that simply. To your body, one meal a day is a powerful signal that can affect hunger, blood sugar, insulin, digestion, energy, mood, sleep, muscle maintenance, and even your relationship with food. And here is the part most people miss. The question is not only, will I lose weight? The deeper question is, how does my body respond when almost all of my daily fuel arrives at one time? That is what makes OMAD, or one meal a day, interesting, and also why it is not right for everyone. When you eat one meal a day, your body spends a much longer part of the day in a fasted state. During the hours without food, insulin levels may stay lower than they would during frequent snacking. Insulin helps move glucose from your bloodstream into your cells. When you are not eating, your body gradually uses stored energy, including glycogen, and eventually more fat as one fuel source. This is why some people feel attracted to OMAD. It sounds simple. No breakfast decision, no lunch planning, no constant snacking, just one eating window and the rest of the day without food. But simple does not always mean easy, and simple does not always mean healthier. At first, your hunger signals may become louder. Your stomach is used to a rhythm. Your brain is used to food cues. Your hormones expect meals at certain times. So when you suddenly skip breakfast, lunch, and snacks, your body may send stronger hunger waves. You may feel a tight stomach, lower patience, headaches, cravings, or a drop in focus. But here is where the story changes. Hunger is not always a straight line. For some people, hunger rises, peaks, and fades. For others, it builds all day until the one meal becomes less like nourishment and more like a release valve. Your body is not broken if it does not like OMAD. It may simply be telling you that the pattern is too aggressive for your life, training, blood sugar control, stress level, or medical situation. Now let us talk about energy. During a long fasting window, some people report feeling mentally clear. This may happen because they are not dealing with post-meal sleepiness, constant snacks, or repeated food decisions. For them, fasting feels clean and focused, but other people feel the opposite. They feel shaky, cold, tired, foggy, or irritable. They may struggle to work out, concentrate, or stay patient. That does not mean they lack discipline. It may mean their body is not receiving fuel in a timing pattern that supports their day. The important point is not fear. It is pattern recognition. If one meal a day makes you feel steady, energized, and calm, that is one signal. If it makes you feel dizzy, obsessive about food, exhausted, or out of control at night, that is another signal. The body speaks through patterns, not just through the number on the scale. Now, what happens when that one meal finally arrives? This is the moment many people underestimate. If you only eat once, that meal has to do a lot of work. It has to provide protein to help maintain muscle, fiber for digestion, vitamins and minerals for normal body functions, and enough energy without leaving you painfully full or crashing afterward. That is a difficult job for one plate. A balanced OMAD meal is not just a giant pile of random food. Ideally, it needs protein, vegetables, fiber-rich carbohydrates, healthy fats, and enough fluids. But in real life, many people reach the end of a long fast extremely hungry. And when hunger is intense, the brain often wants fast energy. Refined carbs, salty snacks, sweets, fried foods, or oversized portions. That is the mistake many people make. They think OMAD automatically improves the diet, but the eating window still matters. One meal a day can reduce calories for some people, but it can also lead to overeating, poor nutrient quality, or a cycle of restriction during the day and loss of control at night. Your digestion also has to adapt. A very large meal after a long fast can feel heavy. Some people may notice bloating, reflux, stomach discomfort, sleepiness, or bathroom changes. This does not mean food is bad. It means the digestive system is receiving a large workload all at once. Think of your gut like a processing center. It can handle food, but the amount, timing, and quality of that food change the workload. A meal rich in protein, fiber, and whole foods may feel very different from a huge meal of ultra-processed foods eaten quickly after 23 hours of fasting. And this is why two people can eat one meal a day and have completely different experiences. One person may eat slowly, choose balanced foods, hydrate well, sleep well, and feel stable. Another person may work a stressful job, drink only coffee all day, train hard, eat a massive late-night meal, sleep poorly, and wake up drained. Now let's look at blood sugar. For many healthy adults, the body can usually manage periods without food, but OMAD may be more complicated for people with diabetes, blood sugar regulation problems, or medications that affect glucose or insulin. Long fasting windows and one large meal can create situations where blood sugar drops too low during the day or rises sharply after eating. That is why people with diabetes or those taking medication should not experiment with OMAD without medical guidance. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not medical advice and should not replace guidance from a qualified healthcare professional. If you have a medical condition, take medication, have diabetes, are pregnant or breastfeeding, have a history of eating disorders, or experience serious or persistent symptoms, please consult your doctor before changing your eating pattern. Now here is another overlooked area. Muscle. When people talk about OMAD, they often focus on fat loss. But body composition is not only about losing weight, it is also about keeping muscle, strength, and metabolic health. If one meal a day makes it harder to eat enough protein, reduces training performance, or causes you to move less, the long-term result may not match the goal. Your muscles help you move, maintain strength, support glucose metabolism, and stay functional as you age. So the real goal is not just a smaller body, it is a healthier, stronger, more stable body. This is where the one meal idea needs a reality check. Can you fit enough protein into one meal? Can you recover from workouts? Can you sleep well after eating most of your calories at night? Can you stay socially connected without becoming anxious around food? If the answer is no, the method may not fit your body or your life. Some people may do better with a less extreme fasting pattern, such as a longer overnight fast, a 12-hour eating window, or simply reducing late-night snacking. For many people, the most powerful change is not eating once a day. It is eating in a way that is consistent, nutrient-dense, and sustainable. The key is not perfection. It is understanding the signal. If you try a shorter eating window, pay attention to your body as feedback. Notice your morning energy, mood, focus, workout performance, digestion, sleep, and whether you become more peaceful around food or more obsessed with it. A giant meal too late at night may make it harder for some people to sleep comfortably, but going to bed extremely hungry may also disturb sleep. Your body needs rhythm. Your brain, gut, hormones, and metabolism all respond to timing. And for women, especially those with menstrual cycles, very restrictive eating patterns may be worth extra caution. If fasting is paired with too few calories, hard exercise, high stress, or poor sleep, the body may interpret it as a stress signal. Changes in cycle regularity, persistent fatigue, or unusual symptoms should be discussed with a healthcare professional. OMAD is not a magic switch. It is a tool, and like any tool, it can be helpful in the right context and harmful in the wrong one. For some adults, one meal a day may reduce snacking, simplify food choices, and create a calorie deficit. For others, it may increase cravings, reduce nutrient quality, trigger overeating, worsen stress, or make food feel like an all-or-nothing game. So instead of asking, is OMAD good or bad? Ask a better question. What does this pattern do to my energy, hunger, nutrition, blood sugar, digestion, training, sleep, and mental relationship with food? If someone chooses to explore fasting, a safer mindset is to start gently, stay hydrated, prioritize whole foods, avoid turning fasting into punishment, and stop if the body sends warning signs. Dizziness, fainting, chest pain, confusion, severe weakness, persistent digestive problems, or loss of control around food are not signals to ignore. Your body is not just a calorie calculator. It is a living system trying to protect energy, stability, and survival. When you only eat once a day, your body adapts, but adaptation is not always the same as thriving. The real lesson is this. One meal a day may change how your body uses energy, how hunger appears, how digestion feels, and how your daily rhythm works. But the healthiest eating pattern is not the one that sounds most extreme. It is the one that supports your body consistently, safely, and sustainably. So if you are curious about OMAD, do not just watch the scale. Watch your signals. Watch your energy. Watch your sleep. Watch your relationship with food. And if you have any medical condition or take medication, talk with a qualified healthcare professional before making a major change. Your body is always giving feedback. The goal is not to force it into silence. The goal is to understand what it is trying to tell you. If this helped you understand your body better, subscribe for more simple, science-based health explainers that make the human body easier to understand without fear, extremes, or confusion.